Hello, good morning. Welcome to Business on JoyNews Desk. Now, social media, no doubt, has been a blessing to many businesses and a platform for sharing innovation. However, for some artisans, the printing industry has rather become a curse. Why? Well, Joy Business's Karen Dodu visited Accra New Town, the business hub for printing houses, and has been engaging some players.
With the higher population now opting to visit the internet for information, many are freely using this channel to share them. Invitations, greeting cards and announcements are all now shared easily in the electronic format, thanks to social media platforms. However, this is to the detriment of artisans like Herman. Herman, who has been in the printing business for close to a decade, laments the business has seen a decline in sales over the past 3 years, mainly due to the popularity of social media platforms.
For instance, when it is Christmas time, people print greeting cards on offsets, but nowadays they are putting it on Facebook, social medias and co. And the digital tool is also affecting the system. But people want to print something, maybe 5 or 10 copies, and they do it like a photocopy. Yes, so it doesn't really come to the price.
Formerly, calendars used to be in high demand during the latter part of the year. However, the story has changed, as Herman says he has only printed about 50% of his usual order.
I can say that we have printed maybe 5,000. If you're comparing all of them, it can be 5,000 from October. Yes. Compared from 2016 till now, every year it keeps deteriorating. Every year, the numbers keep coming down.
And in percentage from?
In percentage too, is also coming down. So if you can compare 2016 to this year, you can even notice a drop of 50%.
Another challenge for the local industry is competition from China. With advanced technology and availability of materials for printing, production is relatively cheaper. Bismarck Anwar, also in the printing business, explains that until import charges on printing materials are reviewed, the industry will continue to suffer.
China, normally, the way the materials prepares everything, and then when they print it there, they ship it into Ghana. So it's better than they will go there and print it there. The people, they print a lot of jobs, they send it to China to go and print it, they bring it down. So it's really affecting Ghana here very seriously. And then moreover, we went to somewhere ministries of education where to go and chase the job. They won't give it to you. Simple because they will give it to a person can take it to China, they will get to their percentage.
Social media can be a very effective and efficient way to send out information, and also a cheaper platform for people to send out their greetings and invitations. But well, this cheaper platform is affecting people in the print industry. For them, social media has also been a blessing and a curse in disguise. Reporting for Joy Business, Karen Dodu.
Now, the question of having a viable national airline has been asked by many. Now, after Ghana failed to maintain 2 major airlines, that is the Ghana Airways and Ghana International Airlines. Even though the current government is committed to setting up a national carrier, the question remains on where the funding will come from and whether the private sector should lead. My colleague Inshirado has been speaking to the Vice President of Africa and Indian Sub-Ocean for Airbus, Hadi Akum, who explains the economy stands to benefit if government is successful.
We have the same time zone with Europe. Why not imagine that, 7 hours, 8 hours from London, people can come for a weekend, stay, and then come back after for the week in London. However, if you want to do this, you need to have an efficient way of transport. At the same, if you put an aircraft on direct flight, this aircraft will be able as well to carry freight. So you will be able to export your pineapple, you will be able to export any kind of perishable that is produced in Ghana. And you don't have to export the raw. You can cut it, prepare it, and just send it already prepared in such a way that the next day it will be available at the restaurant in London. So you see how an airline can create this. Okay, some people would say that yes, okay, we have British Airways that could come. Don't forget, British Airways their model is to make profit. It's not to develop the country. So the national carrier, if it is run properly, they can be very efficient in terms of cost, but then the focus will be more in opening up the country for tourism, for services, and for export.
All right, let's take you back to banking issues. We've been discussing that all morning on News Desk. Well, my colleague Charles Aite has been going around, and as we've been reporting today, we expect premium banks, heritage banks across the country to begin operations this afternoon. But is that the situation? What is happening at the various banks? My colleague Charles Aite has been visiting some of these banks. He is currently at the Accra Digital Center because he is not allowed to report at the premises of some of these banks. Charles, what is the latest from where you've been?
Well, I'm actually at the Accra Financial Center, Darryl, but as you rightly stated, we have not been granted access to the premises of these banks, Premium and Heritage Bank. But it's very clear that from last Friday, when the announcement from the Bank of Ghana was made regarding these two banks, first Premium Bank and that of Heritage Bank. With Premium Bank, we do know that they are insolvent, hence the need for the revocation of their license. With Heritage Bank, we also do know from the Bank of Ghana that, of course, the issues regarding their assets and, of course, their sourcing of their capital are very much suspicious, hence the revocation of their license. But today we have scouted these two banks and we cannot find any customer there at this particular moment. We paired the interactions that I had with the authorities there, the workers there in that regard, off camera. It tends to mean that all customers have been issued out notifications via text messages. So they all do know what exactly is happening, and they will be visiting their various branches at 2 p.m. this afternoon. That's 2 p.m. in that very regard. But so many questions are, mounting regarding the safety of funds, whatnot. But we're gathering as well from the Bank of Ghana that everything is safe when it comes to depositors' funds. Everything is safe. But one other thing that I must add is that when you visit the ATMs of both banks, you realize that the ATM machines, the ATMs are just temporarily unavailable. And of course, you could read meaning into this one, the transition period, having both of them come under the Consolidated Bank of Ghana. So this is the situation that we could report currently here in Accra, pertaining Heritage Bank and that of Premium Bank. Their head offices in that matter, Darryl.
All right, Charles Aite bringing us the latest from his tour of some of the banks affected by the cleanup being undertaken by the central bank. Hopefully, in the course of the day, we'll see these banks open, Premium and Heritage, under the umbrella of the Consolidated Bank. That'll be it for business this morning. Up next is George Addo Jr. with all the sporting news with Bernice.